My name is Fabian Huber. I'm Business Technology Evangelist at Docs42, and I'm responsible for Microsoft Business Central here at Docs42. And I'm also involved in a lot of customer projects, of course, regarding report generation, and I talk to a lot of customers and partners on conferences and meetings. And actually, there are mainly two major pain points in BC when it comes to document automation. First pain point is, what I nearly always see is that everyone, without any exception, either customers or partners, they are struggling and have real pain points with RDLC Report Designer from Microsoft. The second pain point is, if you are going to the Dynamics Saturdays or Dynamics events, we are talking a lot, and we see that the Dynamics is becoming more and more one platform. So customers are using then, for example, Business Central or other apps like Customer Engagement and Dynamics for Sales or whatever. And then at the end, they need a document and they need data from these different apps in one document. So this is actually the second pain point. And the good news is this is why we are here with our webinar today, to show you how easily you can automate your documents and create your reports with Docs42 without programming and integrating various data sources. You see it in the picture. I would have been here would have done the webinar together with my colleague Johannes, but unfortunately he became ill this night. So I will lead you through this webinar just by myself, but that shouldn't be a problem at all. So in the next couple of minutes, like 3 or 5 minutes or something, I will give you a quick overview about Docs42. And then we jump directly into the live demo. And I brought you one example, the job quote. We will generate this job quote directly in Business Central. And the special thing about that is that we integrate data from Dynamics CE, in this case from Dynamics 365 for Sales. And then we will have a quick look at the template design. We will adapt something, we adjust some colors or something, and then easily generate the new template or the new document, the new job quote directly from Business Central. So you see there's no programming involved, and you can design your fantastic looking documents with Docs42. At the end, there will be a Q&A, and that brings me to the next thing. There is a question box in your GoToWebinar panel. So if you have any question, please just write it down there in the question panel. I will I promise I will answer all your questions at the end, and then we will see what happens. So, good, then let's really start now. Actually, this slide shows a little bit why we exist, and it shows the same pain point what we have seen in the beginning, what I just introduced. You have these three departments working together, always working together on a document. So you have marketing. They are responsible for example, the colors, the font, the corporate identity, and then you have the business department. They are always responsible for the content of the documents, and then there is IT. They're responsible for the data structure, the various systems. So when we're talking in Business Central about document generation or adaptation, marketing, she said the logo, it was changing. She has to run to IT, and everything has to be programmed. And that's a very inflexible way to create documents. And that's why we said, wouldn't it be better if all these three competences work together on one document at the same time? And this is actually completely possible with Docs42, because you design your templates in Microsoft Office without programming. One slide to us. We are sitting in beautiful Vienna. We are just a software developer. That's the reason why we have 85 partners and over like 335 customers. There's a little snippet from some of our reference customers. The most important information here is every industry needs documents, and that's actually the reason why we have customers across all industries. And as I said, we're just a software developer, and our USP is that you can design your documents in Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and then you can you can integrate data from various data sources at the same time without programming, and of course you can configure your document output as you wish. This is a reference slide, one of actually not two of our customers. You might know Rewe, that's a huge retail and supermarket chain in Germany. They are actually, here it is an ERP system, but in reality it is an NAV system. So they are using Docs42 in NAV, PC. And yeah, if you go there and buy a milk from a special brand, then it will be ordered via Docs42. And I really like the statement from Elena Schneider as well. The break-even point was reached after 4 weeks. Of course, if you automate your processes, if you automate your documents, you will definitely get some time left, and you can concentrate on your core business again. And this is how it works. Just you see, as we promised, so there's a Word document, you see the blue Docs42 data fields. Template designing happens in Microsoft Office. That's the starting point. This is what you're doing first. And then you can configure and generate the users, the normal users. They are just generating the documents from the desired application. In this case, we are talking about Business Central. So you can, of course, but you could generate it from all your Dynamics applications. And then you see there's a beautiful looking PDF, and data means not only data like text. There's, of course, you can integrate images. The tables could be dynamically, and you see there some graphs and diagrams. So there are a lot of possibilities. You can also add conditions, barcodes, and so on. So there's a lot of possibilities to insert a little bit of business logic as well. Yeah, this slide gives you a quick overview what kind of data can we connect out of the box. So of course, all the SQL databases could be connected. Docs42 is also a web service, so we can connect to web services. Excel as data source, of course SharePoint, and here it doesn't matter if it's on-prem or if it's online. It could be hybrid, so it works with all the data sources from SharePoint. Then the XML JSON data source, even SAP. Wouldn't be any problem. And here we are in the Dynamics family, CE, CRM, BC, NAV. It doesn't matter if it's on-prem or online, and even, of course, finance and operations or AX. And here you see always there's a custom data source. So if there is any system which is not listed here, you could connect to it via custom data source. And everything could be connected without programming at the same time as much as you want. This is our Docs42 service, which shows you a little bit the output possibilities. Of course, all the Office formats, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, as well as PDF, PDFAs, and you can store documents to SharePoint. Also, we have a Teams integration. If you want to generate the documents directly from Teams, would be possible. Then email action, of course. There is a technology partnership with DocuSign. So if you're using this DocuSign as well, then you could send the document directly to DocuSign, for example. And that might be interesting for you as well. If you're using Business Central, printer could be, there's a printer output action. So that works, of course. And yeah, then you see at the end as well, there is again a custom output action. So if there is a special document management system or something like that, that could be configured as well. Good. So you have two of the possibilities. There is a Docs42 online cloud service. This is on this. Can you see on this slide? But also there's an on-premise service. So it is your decision. If you have the cloud only strategy, you want to have Docs42 as a cloud service, then please go for it. This is your possibility. Or if you say I'm on on-prem installation, then please take the Docs42 on-premise server. You have all this service, all the same functions as we have seen in the slide before. That works with Azure Active Directory. There is just one tiny little limitation, and it is 100,000 documents per month are included. If you need more, that wouldn't be a problem at all as well. Yeah, we are pretty proud. The two apps you need to generate actually the connector between Business Central and Docs40, the Docs42 service is in the Microsoft App Source. These two apps do you need to generate your documents. We will see that later in the Dynamics, in the presentation, in the live demo, of course. And yeah, just to inform you about that. Flow and Power Automate is on all the Microsoft events as well, a big topic. So it works. You could do it like, if you, as you can see it here, you can add, let's say, a quote or something, then automatically a flow in the background will be triggered, and this flow triggers our Docs42 online service, for example, and generates a new quote and store it to SharePoint, or however you configure it. Good, that brings me to the live demo. We have a little scenario here, Docs42 in action. So the agenda for this little demo here is actually I have one job quote in Business Central, and I will directly generate this job quote in Business Central. And the special thing about that is we also have some data, some products in CRM or in Dynamics for Sales, and this data will also be integrated into the job quote. And the template design, of course, as we promised, happens in Microsoft Office. And in this case, for this specific quote, we use Microsoft Word. At the end, there will be a little PDF then as output, as a return action. Good, then I will bring you to my environment here. Just need a little refresh, obviously. So this interface, what you see right now here, this is our D365 Performance Document app. And if I quickly go to the extensions here, if you work with Business Central, then you know this extension management. This is where you see all your apps they are installed, for example. And here you see our two most important apps, the Docs42 data source app. The data source app allows you to get your data directly in your document, and as well as the Document 365 Performance Documents app. This is what we have seen here in the interface. Here you configure everything, all your templates, and as well as your output actions and so on. And both apps are developed in cooperation with our partner BSH in Germany. So they are actually the connector between BC or NAV and our Docs42 service. So then let me go to the job quote. So I have 3 quotes here. You see number 10, this one is the English one, the conference rooms, and there are 2 German ones as well. And I just want to show you that based on the language code from your customer, the correct template will be drawn from Docs42. So this one is the English template, and here we have German templates, obviously, as these customers do have the language code in German. Before I generate this quote with Docs42, I quickly give you the standard to see how the standard would look like. So if I click here on preview, I generate a standard quote from Business Central. You all, I guess, know this quote, how this quote would look like. It looks like this, not very special. It reminds me of an insurance policy or something. So very basic and not very beautiful, actually. So let's go back and say we generate this document right now with Docs42, and there's this little Docs42 action button here. I can click here on generate job quote, and then there is just a window opening. That could be default, but I just, for demo reasons, would like to show that, because we enter some team member information from Business Central, and this should be dynamically. So I leave it like it is right now. There are 3 men and 1 woman, and then later on I will change it so you can see that you, of course, dynamically change your team members as well. So I click here on the button, and the Docs42 service is now called and will generate me my document, and will just give me a PDF as a return action. Good, here it is. I zoom a little bit out here, and we will see this information here. This is, of course, everything is coming from Business Central here. Then we have a little cover letter with the data field as well, conference room. There is this image from the new conference room. And here there are the team members, what I was talking before. 3 men and 1 woman, and then I will change just one name, and you will see that, of course, then another woman will appear. So if I go further down, you will see this is the job and structure and pricing table. It is dynamically, of course, so there are some information here integrated. So you see here is all this information, as well as a total amount coming from BC. Now, the products, they are coming from Dynamics for Sales. So you see, this is just then connected here, some conference tables. I don't know if it makes sense, but if sometimes you have your information in two systems, so in this case, we decided to have the products in our CRM. And then there is this portrait mode, and you see there's a jump to landscape mode. That wouldn't be possible with the standard. This is because you just design your template in Microsoft Office and you decide how you want to have your layout. And if you want to have your layout landscape and the bridge to portrait, from portrait to landscape, then just do it like you want. And we needed this because you see there's a PowerPoint presentation, and this is integrated here in landscape mode. And this chair is on purpose there, so I want to show you then how easily you can fix this. And then if I go further down, you see there is a PDF, general terms and conditions of sales, attached as well. Okay, just to show you the other one, this was the English one. Now we want to see the German one, just to show you that, of course, if it's a German language code, then it will be the German template here. And if I click here on the job code again, I will see you again, this window is appearing, and then I change this member here to AH, generate this template again, this document again. And you will see there is my new job code for the German customer here. It's of course a different situation. It's Empfangsbereich. So you see there's a different picture. Here are 2 women and 2 men. And there you see the table is dynamically, it is the same template. It's just 4 products here. So you get just 4 informations, 4 lines listed. And the products from CRM as well are just 2 in this case. So there are just 2 products listed. And if I go further down, of course, there's a different PowerPoint presentation and the German PDF, German terms and conditions at the end. So then let's go to our template. I will change something right now in the template. So the template is in Microsoft, as I said, is a Microsoft Word template. I have it right now here on the server, but it is up to you where you want to store it. You can also have it in SharePoint, which is actually highly recommended, because then you can, or SharePoint Online, for example, then you have the versioning as well, and you can also work with the permissions. So just the designer are then permitted to change something. So I open this one here. It is the template, the productive template for this job code, which we have seen. So as I promised, it is a Word template, and there is a Docs42 add-in, and just the designer, just to remember, the users, they are generally just clicking the button in Business Central, but there's a small amount of designers. They know how to work with the add-in, and in the with the Docs42 add-in, there is the data map designer. This is where you connect all your data, and this is actually, the data map is the heart of your document. So you see, if I just click here further down, unfortunately, it is in German here, so I couldn't change it to English. Shame on me, so sorry. But of course, we have an English version as well. So there is all the Business Central NAV table data source here connected. You see, we have seen the slide in the beginning. There is the SQL, Excel, Web Services, SharePoint, and so on. And here you see there is our Business Central data source, as well as the Business Central report data source and the CE CRM data source. So here you connect to your data, and you see this is all a connection between Excel. Then we have table information, report information, so you can use the logic from your reports as well. And there is our dynamics information. That's the quote and the quote detail and product detail. So this is the information from CRM coming. If you have connected all your data, then there is the Data Field Explorer, which allows you to integrate your data into the document directly. So if you see, there is the name of our company, for example, it's Kronos, and this is the data field here. So you can just take this data field and put it. Okay, that was really just, I go back, sorry for that. So I just put it here where the cursor is. So I take this data field, the name of the company, and just put it there. And then like drag and drop. And you can also just highlight it and say, okay, I want to have this one, okay, in bold, and as well, it should be in red, for example. The same thing is here. If you're not happy with the color, just this is the build to customer data field, the name of the customer. You can highlight this one and say, I want to have this one in red, for example. And now you see it is red. And another point is what I see during the meetings is a lot of customers, they want to have barcodes integrated. So you see there, this one is an image. We just define this data field as image, and then Docs42 brings an image in there. And there's also the possibility to add a condition around text blocks or even around data fields. So you can add conditions based on what you need. So I quickly open this one here. It said, if there is an image, insert. If there's no image, just leave it blank. And there's also all these operators here and the and or operators. So this is how you can add business logic into your document if you need this. So let me just quickly change this name as a barcode. You see, I just highlight this data field. I say the barcode should be a QR code. In this case, you see there are 40 barcodes out of the box, so you're pretty free and easy. There's a lot of barcodes, the most common, and then you just define a dimension here and you click OK. That was 2 clicks, and now the data field here is defined as a barcode. And what you always can do, you can generate without a server, you can generate then your template here and test it locally on your client. And this is what we're doing right now. So I get here the window, which quote, I want to have the job code number 10 again. And this is the team member window, which we have seen. So this is the input parameter, which we have seen in Business Central as well. I just leave this blank as default one. And now the document will be generated and I will get a Word document back and can just put it side by side to give you a better clue how it really works. So let me put it side by side as I promised. So I close this data field explorer here. You see, I just changed the build to customer to a barcode. It worked immediately. Then I just added a new data field. It was the name data field, Kronos.de. So here it is. I just highlighted it in red, and the same thing here. I just did this red. So it was done in like 2 seconds. Then we go further down. You see this one is an image. We defined as well this one as an image. So this image is integrated. And this image could be stored wherever you want. In our case, it's on our server right now, but it could be in SharePoint or wherever you want. So it doesn't have to be from Business Central. And here, this is the team member, all this information, and as well as the images coming from Business Central. And then there is this job structure pricing. This is just one line here, and you see it is dynamically listed all the products or all the jobs tasks. So in this case, there is the possibility to add a repeat for data source, and then the table is dynamically. And the same thing for the products. So if I click here on the name of the product, for example, you see this information is coming from CRM. And that you believe me, I quickly open my CRM here. You see this is my CRM. It is the job number 10 here. And there are the 3 products: flip chart, conference, table, and of course, conference chairs. So this is exactly this information coming from CRM. So let me go back to our Business Central environment. So here we are. So this is the information here. And then there is the 3 products, table, chair, and flip chart from CRM integrated in the same structure and color and font as you have it in your main template, of course. And then there is this PowerPoint presentation. I will fix that later. And here is a PDF. So let me zoom out a little bit. It's just one data field defined as PDF, and then it is integrated at the end. Okay, so I'm happy with my new template with the red and the barcode here. So I close the template as well as the generated document here, and then I quickly fix the PowerPoint presentation. And it is here in our case on our server, but as I said, it could be on SharePoint as well. Here, the general terms and conditions are on our server here. And if I go to my project folder number 10, there is the PowerPoint presentation, and here is the image. So just to inform you about that. And here, this is the PowerPoint presentation. I will fix the chair, and then I will generate the document directly from Business Central again, and you will see there was no programming and everything is done within, and adjustments are done within seconds. Here it is. This is my chair. I fixed this in the correct order, change it here, close this one as well. Then here I'm back in my Business Central environment. I generate the jobs. I search the jobs first and then I generate it. I also can generate my documents or my documents directly here from my job card. So if I go further down into it, so like here, I'm working on that, and then I say I want to just have the report now. Let's generate it directly from here. And you will see, what are we expecting? Barcode as the name, red, dear Mrs. I don't know what her name is. And there is this another red Kronos.de integrated now. And of course, the PowerPoint will be fixed. Was fixed. So here it is. As I promised, here everything is there. My new beautiful looking template. So Megan Bond is red. And if I scroll further down, you will see the PowerPoint presentation as well is fixed. Good. Then we have actually 3 minutes left. I really would like to show you some quick, just about the configuration here, something. So in this case, we have just one document, the job quote integrated, but you could, every report you want to generate with Docs42, you can configure here. So here, just quickly open this one, and there is just the job one. And then, and this is the very important thing, if you want to have, if you have 2 or more languages, you can configure it here. We have one German, one English, and we say as a standard should be the German template, and as if there's the English code, the language code ENU for the English customers, then please draw the English template. This is what you configure here. Here are the templates. They are just, there's just a path here, and you import the input parameters, which we had, the team members and the job quote, and you just define this everything here. And after you have done that, you see there is 2 more things to do, the output configurations. So we have the possibility, on our slide we have seen you can have many output actions such as show PDF, save to SharePoint, send it via email, send it to a printer, or whatever you need. This is the configuration, what you're doing here. And then there is just one more thing, and this is what you do. You decide where do you want to generate, where should be the action buttons, and this is what you're doing then in the action configurations. You see page number 88 or the job card number 89. So this is where the users, they don't do the template designing, they just generate the templates directly, the documents and reports directly from Business Central. Okay, that brings me to the Q&A, and then let me see if there are some questions. I quickly open the question panel. Could Power BI reports be added, linked to from within Office 365 as well as from the Power BI service? Thanks a lot. Yeah, I will answer the question. Power BI is not really working because there's logic behind it, but you could read the data directly from your system, and you could automate Excel as your report tool, and then integrate this information from Excel into the final document, if this is helping. So this is doing a lot. One of our a reference customer, ABB, is doing that. They have all the information in CRM, and then they do calculations in the background with Docs42 in an Excel file, and the final result of the Excel files and the numbers and diagrams, they will be integrated into the final report. I hope that answered your question. And there's another one. If I use your solution, do I have to generate all reports with Docs42? Thank you for the question. No, that you don't have to generate all the reports. Just we have seen the panel at the end. We just said, okay, we want to have the job code as Docs42 report, and then here, this is where you define which reports are generated with Docs42. So you're completely free, and typically it's documents like invoices, order confirmations, and yeah, job quotes, wherever a document has to be is coming in the hands of the customers and has to be look great and has to be designed and has to look individual. That's a very good use case for Docs42. And there's another question I see. It is just one more. Yeah, we are just 1 minute left, so I will be very quick. We have seen that PowerPoint can be integrated in a document. Can I also generate PowerPoints as output? Yes, you can. We were working with the Docs42 Word add-in, but if you want to have a PowerPoint as output, you need the PowerPoint add-in, and with the PowerPoint add-in, you connect in the same way to all your data in Business Central, and then you can, in text boxes, you can integrate text. You also can integrate images. It works in the same way, and at the end, there is a PowerPoint /PDF as output as well. Okay, that were the questions. Great. Then just let me, before I finish, let me show you two more things. We are proud Dynamics 365 Saturdays global sponsor. So there are a lot of beautiful, great events always in the weekend, and they are for free. So please, if you're interested, visit the website. The website is listed here. And we are always there. We have sessions there. We have a booth there. So just meet us there. That would be great meeting you. And another upcoming event, which is very interesting, the Community Summit in Barcelona. Great event here in March 9th until the 12th. And as well, if you don't have a ticket so far, then use this code, then you get 10% discount. Great community. So please visit and meet us there. And the final slide. You see, please visit our website, and if there are any further questions, just drop us an email or just directly send me an email, and also request a free trial, of course. So thank you for your attention and for joining our webinar. Wish you a beautiful last remaining week. It's almost Friday, so enjoy your day and bye-bye. Thank you.